It gets even more complicated as we start to look into the topic of bridging of assets. For example, a lot of people will have a coin on ETH and they want to move it over to another blockchain like Solana in order to sell it over there for whatever reasons, lower transaction costs or whatever. Now, there's a variety of ways that that can be done. And sometimes the way that bridging happens, one way is to do a wrapping scenario we just talked about. But a more common approach that's become popular is basically to have automated market makers who are taking that asset off of the ETH. They're basically buying it and then selling to you a equivalent asset on the Solana blockchain. Now, to you as the taxpayer, you're just thinking, I just bridged it over using the service which does a bridging, and my same asset is now sitting over here on the Solana blockchain. That's one point of view. Now, if you take that point of view, then the cost basis is the price you bought it on ETH, and the sale price is the price you sell it for on Solana. The blockchain itself will not tell that story, however. When you look at the mere transaction records, and this is what would happen during an audit, they would see that you took your ETH and you put it on a smart contract, which resulted in it being sold to the automated market maker, and that there's a gain at that point. At that point, then, you got an equivalent asset, but now this asset is on Solana, and the cost basis from that Solana would be the date that it was put on the Solana blockchain and given to you. And then when you sell it, that's the future cost basis. So there's basically two transactions rather than one. And that's how the blockchain looks. So when you're doing your gain calculation at the end, we have to look through, make sure that you're not being disadvantaged. It may be that the two transactions equal the same amount of gain as the one logical transaction, and that's fine. But just be aware that the blockchain will tell a different story. Ultimately, you are taxed on your realized gains and losses on a transaction. That's the simplest way to keep it in your mind. Hope that helps. If you're doing a lot of those transactions, you should contact our office at CryptoTaxAudit.com. We specialize in doing complex gain calculations. We'll give you a fixed price for doing that work, and you can feel confident that you're paying the right amount of taxes, no more, no less.